Built to Last is brought to you by the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council Labor Management Committee and Armstrong Ceilings. Faster, easier, better. Welcome to Built to Last. I'm Mark Nilsson, here in Elk Grove Village, Illinois, at the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council Apprentice Training Center. On Built to Last, we cover stories and projects from the Mid-America Carpenters Union in its territory around Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, and eastern Iowa. In this feature story, we visit council training centers from around the region, where we meet the special people who are training the skilled journeymen and women of tomorrow.
The instructors that we have here at the Mid-America Carpenters Apprenticeship and Training Center are people that excelled in the field, in their craft and in their hands-on skills.
They're elite. They're the best of the best. I am blessed to be part of that group.
We've brought them in and given them extra training to become facilitators, to be able to transfer that skill set to our apprentices and journeymen that come here for training.
Our main goal is to turn the best prepared carpenter apprentice to our job site so they can earn a good living for themselves and make a good living for our contractors.
They're developing confidence. And I think that they're developing that awareness and the confidence and that they can take ownership in what they're doing.
They have to be good coaches. In a lot of instances, they're mentoring.
They care about our actual well-being and progress and moving forward within the apprenticeship.
Coming here, getting the training that's going to make your career successful is going to be driven by the instructor's passion, desire to want you to succeed. They've got skin in the game.
And the Mid-America Carpenters know that staying ahead of the curve is more important now than ever.
We try to stay on the cutting edge of all the technology that's out there because that's what they're going to use in the field.
In the near future, gone will be the big rolls of blueprints that you carry around. And what's going to happen is when you get to the job site, they're going to hand you an iPad or a laptop and tell you, I need you to go build this, and the details are on the job box.
You show them a building on paper, like this is what we're going to build, they're kind of like, yeah. But then you show it to them on videos, and they see it step by step. It kind of entices them. It's like a Lego set with a before and after, but a video. You know, everybody wants to do a TikTok or they want to go digital. They do that, it's theirs.
Everything that we do here in the training center is used in the job site as well. We go by what they're using and a little bit more, right? So we want to be ahead of the front, basically ahead of the industry.
Augmented reality is what's going to be the future. Eventually it'll be replacing the chalk line. It'll be replacing the tape measure checking things. We'll just be able to put on a layer and there's the layout on the floor.
That's where technology's going, that's where our job sites are going, and that's where we have to go.
And the Mid-America Carpenters instructors know what the apprentices need from their own days on the line.
I tell them, that's where I started. I started like you, hungry, eager, and wanting to succeed in life.
I have a good relationship with my apprentices. I have them approach me on the outside of school. On a personal basis, I've helped some apprentices through some situations.
They have trouble on a project and they're trying to get something to work for 15, 20, 30 minutes or something, and I'll come over and I'll just go bam, and it's done. They'll go, how'd you do that? I go, well, I've been doing this for a while. And they want to be like that.
As apprentices work with these instructors, you can really see them taking ownership in their craft.
You can tell when they get it. It's like a light bulb just clicks, bam, and then they got it, and you're going, all right, got another one going.
All of the instructors here want to give back. They are dedicated to this organization. They are dedicated to our signatory contractors, making sure that we are training our members to be the best skilled professional carpenters out there.
Armstrong takes pride in making a positive difference in people's lives. With the broadest portfolio in the industry and proven technical performance, contractors can install with confidence. Our ceiling construction expertise, training, and pre-engineered solutions make it seamless to transition from one end of the building to the other. Solutions like Frame-All drywall grid, including simple soffit prefabricated bend and click soffit framing, the faster, easier, better way to build from Armstrong.
Whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, community, or utility scale solar systems, developers throughout the Midwest are integrating renewable energy systems into a variety of businesses and construction developments, and this demand is growing every day. The Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council are the skilled energy professionals in building and installing sustainable, precision-built structures, adding value at all the stages of construction.
They're able to look for key advantages that we might be able to implement to install them faster and better.
From solar arrays to wind turbine developments, the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council provides a professional, skilled, local workforce to build these renewable energy developments throughout the Midwest, providing the highest quality and safety standards in the industry. Insist on the best in delivering your project needs, on time and within budget.
Welcome back to Built to Last. I'm Mark Nilsson. A career as part of the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council can lead its members in various directions, from a livelihood as a journeyman or woman to a foreman or superintendent, and in some cases to starting their own union company. You can be sure the union is by your side no matter which path you take.
Some guys play football. They know they want to be John Elway or Dan Marino or Michael Jordan in basketball. For me, I wanted to work construction, whether it was in a sandbox, whether it was building forts in the woods, whatever it was.
Greg Zarifian is an inspiration to the Mid-America Carpenters. He's positive, passionate, that he wants to get better.
Greg Zarifian has been a member of the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council for nearly 25 years, working mostly in Local 250 in Lake County, Illinois.
It's a hard-working, career-based, safe environment for people to go thrive, make a career and good living for their and their family, and also create a network that will expand beyond their own careers. And to me, that's super important.
First met Greg, I seen his enthusiasm, his passion, and I said, hey Greg, why don't you take some more additional skilled training classes at our training center in Elk Grove Village.
Paul basically just said, Greg, the opportunities are here for you in the union.
After years of putting in his time on numerous job sites, Greg says he realized that the Chicago market needed better quality cabinets, and the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council was right beside him.
It was the one epiphany I've ever had in my life. It was Greg's one aha moment. You think you're getting a good product, and here your journeyman carpenter is ready to install the bank of cabinets, and oh, it's falling apart. Oh, it's the wrong size. Oh, it's out of square. Well, then here you are having skilled labor at that cost. Rebuild it, rework it.
In early 2020, Greg opened his own case workshop in Tinley Park, Z Carpentry, with the help of the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council.
The Mid-America Carpenters helped Greg by explaining to him what he needed to do to get his bonds in place. He was so anxious to get the shop up and running. I finally got him under contract. I took it to the E-board the next day, and the rest is history.
Mid-America couldn't have been more supportive, more patient, more understanding, and been here all the way.
He's leaps and bounds from where he was 5 months ago.
If you wanted me to build you one cabinet, I could probably have it cut, built, ready to go in about 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Z Carpentry is currently on a roll. The shop is in the process of making hundreds of cabinets for North Suburban Healthcare Group, Medline.
Medline stands for top-notch people, top-notch company, a great standard.
It's a very proud story because you put that carpenter to an elevated area now as an owner, still a carpenter. I'm still very proud of it. But yeah, an owner, signatory contractor, yeah, absolutely. Strong union member.
Greg hopes to keep the business going. His son Jacob recently graduated from college with a business degree, and Greg is making sure his son learns the ins and outs of the trade as part of the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council.
He's going to be a first-year apprentice. He's going to go through that class. He's going to learn it right. He's going to build his own network and his own legacy out here himself.
My dad's given me a lot in my life and still does to this day, supports me in a lot of ways. So, I mean, if it's anything like the help of a family business, I'm very willing to do whatever it takes for him and everyone else.
Z Carpentry is probably one of the most union-friendly shops that I've ever walked into.
To have people have retirements and insurance and know they're taken care of, you get a better employee. I get people that want to come to work. I get people that love working. And when I know that a family member of one of my team has benefited from this, you're damn right, I'll be union all day long.
Want a great career? Join the Carpenters Union and be part of the next generation building our communities. With the Carpenters Union Career Connections program, high school students get a head start on the industry's leading curriculum. Learn the latest in construction technology and the many skilled crafts the Carpenters Union represents. Plus, earn as you learn. Receive a nice paycheck, health insurance benefits, and best of all, no college debt. Ask your school district to participate in the Career Connections program and get started on your future.
Unions need a collective voice, just like workers do. We built the Midwest Coalition of Labor to bring unions together to provide valuable benefits beyond the health care and retirement that their members already receive. Because we know that with numbers, there is strength. Strength that gives us the purchasing power to negotiate the best supplemental benefits that our members deserve at the lowest cost possible. Because united we bargain, divided we beg. Contact the MCL to see how your union can join our growing coalition.
Caring for our veterans is one of the pillars of the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council. In this feature story, we find union members partnering with an organization also committed to supporting vets in need.
So today we're working on a project that is going to help support veterans that are in need.
Years ago, a group of guys came together, great minds think alike. And we've seen the gaps in services and said we can do this better.
Veterans Community Project is a campus, a village if you will, of transitional housing for veterans that are experiencing homelessness.
There's an enormous amount of homeless vets that live under overpasses, live in encampments, that don't have the supportive services they need to get back on their feet.
Here in St. Louis, we are building 50 tiny houses, complete with a community center on site that will house our case managers and our wraparound services. Our houses are slab on grade, stick built. They are homes just like you and I live in, full kitchen, full bath.
So our apprentices will frame up the walls at the training center, and then we transport them to the project and we stand the walls up. So it's a great opportunity for our apprentices to learn.
Us being able to come out here during our class time, we learn better hands-on. So it helps us, in return, it helps them.
They are learning framing, roof trusses, roof components, squaring up, sheeting walls, sheeting roofs. So it gives them a well-rounded, small version of a large-scale house in a sense.
These houses are all placed close to their outreach center that the veterans can use for mental health, bus passes, resume writing, any of the support services that those veterans need will be right there on site.
As far as qualifications, any man or woman that raise their right hand in defense of this great nation. If you have at least a day in service and discharge paperwork to show that, you qualify for services at Veterans Community Project.
I was in the Air Force. I joined in December '76, got out in September of '83. I'd been living with a friend for about 8 years. They moved somebody in and I didn't feel safe. I went to Salvation Army first. and then a friend got me an interview here.
The veterans have sacrificed for the country, and anything we can do to show them that we respect that, we appreciate that, I think that's a worthy cause.
We have a lot of apprentices in this program that are veterans, and some of the stories that I talk to them about are very tough stories to hear from them about being homeless. And it's near and dear to my heart, so any way we can help, and through the support of the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council, it's just been spectacular.
The original village, Kansas City, Missouri.
I visited that years ago when it was first under construction and met with a lot of the admins from VCP and was really taken back by what they were trying to provide for the vets.
It was all about me. Okay, just take care of yourself. Don't worry about anything. You got a home, you got food, you got people that care about you. Just take care of yourself.
Veterans Community Project is predominantly privately funded.
We got involved when Adam McBride with the Veterans Community Project reached out to me. They were looking for donors or sponsors for the houses, and my thought was, instead of donating and sponsoring for one house, how could we get more involved and work on every house?
I cannot say enough good things about the level of cooperation, the level of communication, and the level of involvement from top to bottom within the Carpenters organization.
We've got a motto that we're strong alone but unstoppable together, so when an opportunity comes to help the community, we're not just one person working on it, you have the full force of the council behind that.
Being a veteran and an apprentice in the program, I've seen what veterans go through, and it's a great program. I'm glad we're doing it for them.
We have a lot of programs that can help veterans get into any one of our career paths. We have Hiring Heroes, Helmets to Hard Hats, Millwright Veterans Program. We have employer support of Guard and Reserve. There's a multitude of programs out there.
We operate no greater than an 8 to 10 to 1 ratio of case managers to residents. They are accessible and they are on site. We keep that ratio very low because we truly believe that is one of the major reasons why our success rates have been as high as they have been.
I know a lot of the veterans that are homeless and seeking the transitional housing and reaching out to the Veterans Community Project are also dealing with mental illness. So as much as we see it, a need in our organization, I know that it's a need within the veterans population as well.
So we are about an 81% success ratio. That is individuals who come in and move and achieve their permanent housing solutions with their time with us. The national average is about 31 to 33%. So we're pretty proud of that number.
I had an apprentice that is a veteran. He stopped me and said he was going to take one of his unit patches to post inside one of those walls there for eternity.
I have a lot of family members that served. Some of those family members that are veterans are also in the Mid-America Carpenters currently. So being involved in a project like this is very special to me and very important.
I get kind of emotional about it because it was like a gift.
We never say, hey, we're done. We always continue to view ourselves as a project. We're expanding. Longmont, Colorado, they're in construction. St. Louis, Missouri, Sioux Falls, South Dakota, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. The next one could be up around Chicago somewhere. We always like to say we offer a hand up, not a handout. Everything that we do here has the veteran in mind. Everything that we do has an end goal of you becoming self-sufficient or you gaining the place in life that you really want to be.
Trade up. Trade up. Right here. Right now. Working for a non-union contractor, I never got a pay raise. Now I get a raise every year working as a union carpenter.
No matter how many kids you have, you're fully covered. Every hour you work, money's going into your retirement, your annuity. For non-union, they don't have a school program, classes you can take.
You can take the commercial aspect of it, or you can go the residential.
Trade up.
Trade up. Trade up. Right here.
Right now.
Whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, community, or utility-scale solar systems, developers throughout the Midwest are integrating renewable energy systems into a variety of businesses and construction developments, and this demand is growing every day. The Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council are the skilled energy professionals in building and installing sustainable, precision-built structures, adding value at all the stages of construction.
They're able to look for key advantages that we might be able to implement to install them faster and better.
From solar arrays to wind turbine developments, the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council provides a professional, skilled, local workforce to build these renewable energy developments throughout the Midwest, providing the highest quality and safety standards in the industry. Insist on the best in delivering your project needs, on time and within budget.
Welcome back to Built to Last. The Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council is fighting a serious problem that exists within the construction industry. It's an issue that affects not only workers and communities, but the entire country.
Construction tax fraud offenders take advantage of more than 1.3 million workers nationally every year and cost approximately $250 million in lost state revenue across Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, and eastern Iowa. Nationally, the total loss is estimated as high as $8.4 billion. Construction tax fraud affects us all, and here's how. Businesses in most states are required to withhold and then pay state and federal taxes, Social Security, and Medicare, as well as contributions for workers' compensation and unemployment insurance. The revenue collected from these taxes and contributions keep our economy stable and fund the government services we all rely on. Here are just a few of our essential services paid for by those tax dollars: education, infrastructure, healthcare, public safety, Medicaid, and human services. Every time a business cheats the system and doesn't pay their fair share of taxes, they take away funding for those essential services for every man, woman, and child. That is tax fraud. It's illegal, and unfortunately, it happens more often than you think. In the construction industry, tax fraud most often comes in two forms: paying employees in cash and purposely misclassifying employees as independent contractors. When this occurs, states lose out on key revenue, but the employees lose out too. By law, employees are entitled to basic protection, including a minimum wage, overtime, paid sick leave, and other benefits. Independent contractors, on the other hand, are not entitled to those same protections. That's why shady subcontractors, in an effort to save a buck, will try to cheat the system and purposefully misclassify their employees as independent contractors. This, in turn, gives cheating subcontractors an unfair advantage with lower labor costs, on average 30%, allowing them to win bids in construction projects over those that play by the rules. The end result: law-abiding companies and taxpayers are left holding the bag. So when the construction companies commit tax fraud, they cheat the government out of necessary revenue, they cheat the community out of essential services, and above all, they cheat the worker out of basic protection we have long fought for. What can you do? Contact your local official to see what they can do to help stop tax fraud. Learn more at stoptaxfraud.net.
Here now to talk to us how to stop tax fraud is Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council Executive Secretary Treasurer Gary Perinar. Gary, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mark. Good to be here.
There is a lot going on in that video, a lot of numbers, billions of dollars, lots and lots of money. What are the most prevalent forms of tax fraud?
Basically, tax fraud is when unscrupulous contractors are cheating our carpenters on the job sites by paying them cash, no benefits, no sick pay, no overtime pay. And it's so important for us to educate the community on the impact of tax fraud and how we're dealing with it in the Carpenters Union.
So what impact do these bad actors have on the workers, but better yet, our community?
Yeah, well, not only it affects the workers, but it affects the tax dollars going into communities or municipalities. Now, you know, we talk about police and fire and education with schools and so on and so forth. That money is being put in the contractors' pockets, and a lot of times these are out-of-state contractors that leave Illinois or wherever they're working. And basically all that money goes in their pocket.
Do you hear a lot of horror stories from victims of wage theft?
Yes, we do. Guys or gals can work, 20 or 30 years for the same cheating contractor, and when they go to retire, they have no health care benefits, they have no pension, no annuities, and they're basically left with nothing in their bank accounts.
And I've heard sometimes you go back and help these guys because, like you said, they get to 40 and it's like, now what do? I don't have a nickel.
Yeah, they'll come to the union, and that's when we try to help them. We try to provide them jobs where they get good paying wages, health care, and good benefits when they retire.
And of course, this must have some effect on the contractors, the good guys, the guys who play by the rules. How does that impact them?
Yes, we have thousands and thousands of good paying union carpenter contractors here in Illinois. And sometimes when they go to bid these jobs, the bid difference is 30 or 40% lesser by these cheating contractors.
So you guys are doing a lot of work to try to get this fixed. So is there anything that's been done by the government to help you guys out?
Yes, just recently, last year, we passed legislation in the state of Illinois which the Carpenters sponsored a wage theft bill that was passed in the Senate and the House, and eventually Governor Pritzker signed a bill.
So we all know tax fraud is probably the hardest thing to police. How are you guys trying to monitor it?
Yes, it is. Very hard to police, Mark, because the bottom line is people are scared to come forward, scared to lose their jobs. But what we did with the Mid-America Carpenters Regional Council just recently, we implemented a tax fraud department. When we go on job sites, we make sure that the carpenter contractors are paying the proper wages, fringe benefits, annuities, making sure there's job site safety for not just the carpenters, but for everybody on the job site.
So how can we let the public know about this, and where can they go for more information?
Yeah, the more information, they can go to the Carpenters website, www.carpentersunion.org. And we have a safety department that would visit job sites, and we want to make sure that the carpenters, and not only the carpenters, but all construction workers feel safe on the job sites.
And when we go to that site you just mentioned, the thing that jumped out to me, it jumped out in the video, $8.6 billion, and that number is going, as we're talking, that number is growing.
Yes, it is.
There's more people in the world than 8.6 billion, right?
Yes, there is.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So this has to be stopped.
Yes.
So in a nutshell, the only person that's winning is the shady contractor.
Yes, it is.
Everybody's losing.
He's the one that's taking that money that should be distributed throughout the construction industry, taking that money, putting it in his pocket, and a lot of times leaving the state of Illinois, going somewhere else and doing the same thing in another state.
And this mission you guys are doing is for everyone. It's not just for you, me, it's the community, it's our children, it's everyone, everybody.
Yes, it is, because when a contractor is cheating the carpenters or whoever, he's cheating the communities, the municipalities in which he works. It's hurting the fire, it's hurting the policemen, the schools, the education. Everybody loses.
So it's time to stop it. So please go to the website stoptaxfraud.net and let's stop tax fraud. Gary, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Thank you, Mark. Good to be here.
That's all for this episode of Built to Last. Be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We'll see you next time.